In this course, you're going to learn how to sign 120 statements in American Sign Language. I didn't say 120 signs, I said 120 statements. It actually works out to over 300 signs, right? So that's a lot of vocabulary on our journey to sign all of the statements, right? So how does it work? Well, we have 120 statements and we divide them up into groups of 10. Now within each statement lesson, we have multiple signs. I'm going to teach you each individual sign, talking about hand shape, hand position, hand motion. Then we'll put the signs back together and sign the complete statement. Right. Now after 10 statement lessons, that's one group, we'll have mini review. We're going to do a two-part review to make sure you can sign but also understand what we've been studying. Okay, after we do 3 groups of 10, that'll be 1, 2, 3, total of 30 statements. We're going to have mid-review, right? Same thing with two-part review where you sign and also try to understand. Okay, so that's how it works for the 120 statements. After the statements, we're going to do something extra. We're going to do ASL narratives. What are we talking about? Well, by that time, you've already learned a ton of signs, a lot of vocabulary, a whole bunch of statements, 120 statements. So why not take those statements, mix and mash them, flip out the vocabulary, use the sentence structure, move it around, and do ASL narratives? Well, by golly, that's what we're going to do. Okay, along the way throughout this course, it's a pretty long course. We're going to take breaks every once in a while where you can take a rest and be inspired by some quotes in ASL letters. Okay, so here we are. Let's jump in, have fun, boost your skills. Here we go. In English, we might say, hey, he can't see. Well, in sign language, we'd go like this. Okay, let's explore how to sign, hey, he can't see. Here is a sign for hey. Okay, use your dominant hand. I'm right-handed. Just nice open hand shape here, fingers spread apart. Put it about here and just wave it. From the side. Other side. Hey. Front again. Hey. So imagine a situation, you're dealing with a deaf person, right? And now imagine, it's difficult, but imagine there's no sound, right? So you can't say, hey, psst, hey, hey, right? So whoever you're talking with or signing with, they're focused on something else. Something else has got their attention visually. So we need a visual cue to reattract their attention. So look at the hand. Now, the more you deal with the deaf community, deaf people in general, their visual ability is astounding. Nothing less than astounding. I remember growing up with my brother. We're in the same situation. We've been in the same situation for the same amount of time. But he would pick up things, visual cues, small details that I was like, oh, interesting. His visual ability was just incredible. You know, they say that if you have only 4 of the 5 senses, or if you lose a sense or you don't have all 5, the other ones get stronger. I believe it. I've seen my brother do it. They even say that deaf people are some of the best drivers in the world because they're so visual. Okay, so when we're talking with someone who's deaf, we're signing with them and they're focused on someone else or something else, we're going to give them a visual cue. And we're just going to go, hey. Now, you're going to have to use your own judgment because if you're constantly going like this in someone's face, it's annoying. So just use your common sense and judgment to fit the situation. You might not need to keep going like this unless it's an emergency. You know, hey, a house is burning down. I'm going to get in your business because we need to know. Or, you know, hey, I need to talk to you about something, but it's not a big deal. Should be a little patient. Okay, so we have, hey. He. Here is the sign for he. Index finger, he. Or if he's over there, he. If he's not here, just sign off to the side, he. Can't. Here's a sign for can't. We're going to use our index fingers. I'm right-handed with my non-dominant hand, my left hand. I'm going to put it down there. Right hand, I'm going to take the tip of the finger and just flick down. So I'm touching this one time. Can't. We can add in a shaking head to show, it's negative, cannot. From the side. Other side. can't. Okay. All right, let's go for C. Here is the sign for C. All right, use your dominant hand. I'm right-handed. We have the letter V, or the peace sign, or we can say the number 2. We're going to turn it around, palm facing in, put it about here, and just go out. C. C. From the side, C. Other side, C. All right, we have C. All right, now the fun part. Let's put all the signs together. So sign with me. Let's go nice and slow. Hey, he can't see. All right, just imagine you're in a situation, some sort of stadium, sporting event. There's a lot of people, or there's something that's blocking this person's vision, so it just fits to. Or if you need to change it, well, we can change it to, hey, we can't see. Would you get out of the way? Get out of the way, right? Hey, we can't see. All right, so in this situation, let's sign it again. Hey, he can't see. Let's speed up. Let's sign a little bit quicker. Okay, wonderful. In this lesson, we talked about how to sign, hey, he can't see. In English, we might say, you use hearing aids. And in this situation, you all. The PL means plural, right? You all use hearing aids. Well, in ASL, we'll go like this. All right, let's jump in and explore how to sign you use hearing aid. You plural, as in you all. Go like this. Use your dominant hand. I'm right-handed. Index finger, we're just going to arc in the direction of the group or individuals, multiple people that we're signing with, we're talking to. You all. You. All right? Now we can't go off to the side because that would mean they. So pretend there's an imaginary straight line right here. And if you want to sign you all, you plural, go like that. You got to cross it. Okay? Use. Here's the sign for use. Okay, going to use both hands. I'm right-handed. Non-dominant hand, make a fist. We could say the letter S. Put it down here, back of the hand facing up. Right hand, for me, dominant hand, make the letter U. All right, from the alphabet, U. How do you make a U? Well, last 2 fingers down, put these 2 together, thumb on top of the ring finger. All right, now we're going to take the bottom part of the palm, and we're just going to rub twice on the side of our fist. Use. Use. From the side. From the other side. Use. All right, an alternate version of this sign that I've seen is very similar, but the difference is that it's flipped around. So the palm's facing in. So the back of the hand is going, or the side, right about here. That's an alternate version you may see. To be consistent throughout this course, I'll be signing with the palm facing forward, the U, like this. Use. All right. Hearing aid. Here is the sign for hearing aid. Okay, use your dominant hand. I'm right-handed. We're going to make the letter X from the alphabet. How do you make an X? Well, stick up your pointer finger, your index finger. Now curve it down like your Captain Hook. Arrgh, right? That is an X. If you sign an X all by itself, just go like this, X. Okay, now we're going to take that X, we're going to take the inside or the side part of the index finger, we're just going to tap twice above our ear. Now, a lot of hearing aids now, they're in the ear, they're really small and you can't even see it. But I remember when my brother, who's deaf, was growing up, he tried for a while to use hearing aids. And way back when, they had this freaking box here with these like headphone things, and it was just huge. Eventually, they got smaller, but they were still like wrap over the ear. And that's what he had for a while, and then it just kind of didn't work out so well. But It was what it was. So that's the sign, right? Like there's a wraparound hearing aid, right? So just go 1, 2. 1, 2. From the side. Other side. All right, front again. Hearing aid. Okay. We know all the signs. Let's do it. Sign with me. You, as in you all, use hearing aid. Okay, let's speed up. All right, so a couple things here. We can switch out the pronouns. We could say we use hearing aid, they use hearing aid, or the pronoun of your choice. Aha. One thing that we might want to mention here, in English, it says hearing aids with an S. So in English, it's obvious that it's plural because we didn't say hearing aid, we say hearing aids. Now in sign language, you might be thinking, well, how do we know that it's plural? Well, the situation really just makes it apparent, all right? You have a group of people. Here we have you all, so we have at least 2 or more people. And it's very unlikely that there's a big, huge hearing aid and they're all somehow connected to it, right? No, especially if you're there, you're going to see the situation and see, okay, people have individual hearing aids, whether it's 1, whether it's 2, whatever. If you really need to be specific, you could add a number. 5, 4, 6, 8, or like a word that describes quantity, like a lot of hearing aids, a few hearing aids. But the sign is just going to be the same thing. So that's why it always stays as hearing aid, hearing aid. A lot of hearing aid. Some, many, a few, hearing aid. Okay, so let's sign this a couple more times and we'll move forward. Okay, in this lesson we talked about how to sign. You all use hearing aid. ASL Info. Okay, let's talk about something essential, very important in ASL. Facial expressions, body movements to embellish, to show, to communicate the situation. Okay, instead of explaining it to you, let me just show it to you. And this is stuff that we've already learned, okay? So first we have, she loves shopping. All right, I think I made it clear that, she just, wow, it's the greatest thing to her, right? All right, now contrast that with this. Even if I do it quicker. Do you see the robot on my face? It's not the preferred method. Let's just put it that way. You'll be understood. Good to go. You'll be understood. But you'll be understood even more if you put some body motion, facial expressions to fit the situation. Now, it's not always going to be that she loves it like it's the best thing in the world. It might just be, All right? But either way, there's something going on with the face to just show the intensity, how serious. How is the situation? Well, in English, when we're speaking, we do it with inflection on our voice. We use facial expressions as well. A lot of it's in our voice, and I think we use more body language than we actually realize we use. But in sign language, when you watch signers, deaf people with a higher ability in sign language, wow, their face is alive, their body's moving, they're animated. Even in English, when we're animated in a conversation, we're so excited, we use our body language because it just shows what we're trying to communicate or our interest in something. So I'm going to urge you, it may feel a little bit unnatural at first because in English, we just talk and a lot's inflection in our voice. In sign language, everything is so visual. So look at it like this. If you want the clearest communication possible, even as you're improving, you don't know that many signs, no worries, you're learning, you're improving. Remember to embellish your facial expressions, put your body language into it, and just Think of it like a great way to communicate your message to whoever you're talking to, right? All right, let's give it another example. Right? This restaurant, lousy. All right, in English, you'd be like, oh, this restaurant is lousy, right? Now, in sign language, if we just want to communicate that it's just over the top, there's rats running everywhere, there's hair in the food, and it's just, why did we come here? Put it on your face and in your body motions. Okay, so something like this. Right? You can kind of draw it out too. You see, I finished the signs, this restaurant lousy, but then I just had to put it on my face for extra. Oh my God, there's a rat. The hair. Okay, the point is, have fun with it, right? It's kind of like you're acting in a way, but there's a very specific purpose. The purpose is clear communication and explaining, just describing what's happening in this situation and your emotions, how you feel about it. Okay, let's contrast this one with robot mode. Well, the message is across. I suppose it would be like in English going, this restaurant lousy. And people are like, okay, but we don't understand your intensity, how bad you hate it, how you really didn't like it when the cook was dipping his fingers in the soup and licking them off before he served you. All right, so maybe something more like this. Okay, so this was some ASL info, and to sum up, I urge you, I push you, I encourage you to use those facial expressions. Watch deaf people, they're just so alive, more advanced signers. That's one of the biggest things I noticed between people who have a history, have a higher level with the deaf community signing versus people that don't. Right? Now, it's not necessarily an evil thing, a good or a bad. It just shows your experience. And if you have more experience within the deaf community, it's like your face and your body just go along because that's how people communicate. So if you want to jump more into like closer to someone who's really using sign language a lot and in the deaf community, try to think and force yourself to put extra facial emotions, facial expressions and body movement. Okay. Facial expressions, body movement, essential for more clear communication in ASL. Okay, let's move forward. In English, we might say, our cousin lives in Canada. Well, in ASL, we'll go like this. Okay, let's explore how to sign our cousin live Canada. Here is a sign for our. All right, possessive pronoun. We're going to use this hand shape. I'm right-handed, so I'll start here on my right side, and then I'll curve over to my left. Our. If I was lefty, I would go like this and curve over to my right. But I'm righty, so I'll go like this. Okay. Here is a sign for cousin. You use your dominant hand. I'm right-handed. We're going to make this C hand shape. Put it here about at your ear, and we're just going to twist twice. Cousin. From the side. Other side. From the front again. Okay. Now in this situation, we have no idea as to the gender of the cousin. Could be male, could be female, could be whatever. Now, if you want to indicate it's a female cousin, specifically, we're going to use that same hand shape, same motion, just put it lower on your face. Cousin. If it's a male cousin, you can put it higher. Male cousin, female cousin, unknown gender cousin, put it in the middle. Okay, good. Here is a sign for live. Going to use both hands. Going to use the A hand shapes. Fingers together, fingers down, thumb alongside. We're going to put them in, lightly touching like the bottom area of our chest. We're just going to slide up. Live. From the side. Live. Other side. Now this sign also works for the concept of alive, right? Here we're using it as a verb, live Canada. That's where they live. Live. It also works for alive, right? If someone's still alive, or I'm alive. Here is a sign for Canada. A hand shape, and just tap twice on the upper side of your chest. Canada. Canada. From the side. Other side. Front again. Canada. Okay. We have all the signs. Sign with me. Let's go nice and slow. Our cousin live Canada. Let's speed up. Okay, now let's see if you were listening. Let's say it's a female cousin. We know it's a female. How would we change or adjust our sign? What do you think? Female cousin. Let's do it. Did you do it? Right, female cousin, we'll just put it lower, the lower half of our face. Let's do it if we know that it's a male cousin. Male cousin, upper part. Okay, so we have male cousin, we have female cousin. All right, let's do my cousin live Canada. And we'll just do a regular unknown gender cousin, so just in the middle. My cousin live Canada. All right, let's say their cousin live Canada. Unknown gender for the cousin. All right, now when we're doing live, it's very convenient that we're using A hand shapes because we need another A hand shape for Canada. Right, so how about we change it up a bit? Why don't we sign our cousin live Mexico? All right, how do we do Mexico? You make a V hand shape. We can say just 2 fingers sticking up there, or peace man. Put it here, like that. One's touching your forehead. Go out twice. Just think of a big sombrero, right? And the bill curves up. So we have Mexico from the side. Mexico. All right, so let's sign our cousin live Mexico. Let's sign our cousin live Canada. And back to our cousin live Mexico. Okay. In this lesson, we talked about how to sign our cousin live Canada. Let's talk about the format for testing and review for the entire course. Now, you just finished learning Group 1 statements. Way to go. Now it's time for testing to make sure you can sign and understand what we've just learned. All right, so we're going to do it in 2 parts. We see a hand, and we also see a guy with glasses. So in the first part, you're going to sign. Right, there will be a timer. In the second part, I'm going to sign and you're going to try to understand. And there won't be a timer. Okay, so talk is a little bit cheap. How about I just show it to you and we'll have clear expectations about what's going to happen. Okay, when I do my testing, I also put on my glasses and I won't be talking. All right, here we go. Okay, so that's the first part. where you're going to sign, right? Now, what happened is I was here and I went, you, look at that, and you sign. And I think I gave you a thumbs up. You can do it. So I jumped in, I showed you this, I ran the timer, and at that point, you have a couple options. You can pause the video, you can sign at your leisure, or you can let the timer run and then try to race the timer. Either way, like I did here, when the timer's up, I signed it. Okay, so that's the first part when we're talking about you signing. All right, let's get to the second part, and we'll do a nice live quick version. Okay, so let's do a review. This time I went like this. That means test. Test. So I sign, and you're kind of, checking me out. He's doing something. You try to understand. You're like, that's what he's signing. So here's how I did it. Then I signed it, and then I went to the answer, and then I signed it again. Okay, so that is the testing format for the entire course. And also this section right now, when we're doing group 1 statements, I'm going to throw them at you, random order. We're going to make sure you can sign, make sure you can understand, and maybe just have some fun along the way. Okay, let's do it.